What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. Welcome to the channel where we talk a lot about politics as well as the entertainment industry, because you and I both know that the entertainment industry is dribbling with a lot of politics. So about a week ago or thereabouts, if you've been living under a rock, Viola Davies was at a red carpet somewhere and she was being interviewed, and she came out to say that the audiences who don't see the Woman King are supporting the narrative that black women cannot lead the box office globally. Now, this did not sit well with too many people, because what she was essentially stating is that she is the end all be all or hope for black women actually being able to lead the box office. Finally, her movie does come out and it does lead the box office to a tune of $19 million. And they have been celebrating about it, whilst a lot of people have not been too happy about this movie. One of the key reasons why they weren't too happy about this movie was that when this movie was announced a couple of years back, when they were talking about the movie, the way they presented the movie, to which Hollywood has been running with for the longest of time, was that the movie was going to be based on true events that took place in the Kingdom of Dahomey, one of the most powerful West African states in the 18th and 19th century. The Woman King tells the story of Namiska Davies, who happens to be a fictional character, by the way, played by Davies, the general of all-female military units known as the Amazons, and her daughter Nawi, that was supposed to be played by Lupita Nyong'o, who later dropped out for a certain reason, which we will highlight on this video today, who together fought the French and neighboring tribes who violated their honor, enslaved their people, and threatened to destroy everything they've lived for. Of course, did not sit well with a lot of people, particularly on Twitter, particularly the people that Hollywood wanted to pander to, which were the black people. And this led to a lot of black people doing a research on this particular tribe of people in Africa, finding out that these guys were partially or very much responsible for many people being brought to America, to the tune of over 2 million slaves being sold by the Dahomey people. Not only that, they also found out that some of the rituals that Dahomey people were conducting were using people that they enslaved who were not capable of feeding off, or were able-bodied people, and so they sacrificed them to the tune of about 500 people every year. This went on for about 2 centuries, and this did not sit well with a whole lot of people, which then made the hashtag boycott the Woman King trend on Twitter. However, shortly after this and after the movie came out, of course there was another narrative from Hollywood that people would not go and see this movie because it was having a black female lead, and that people do not like black female lead, and people were going to review bomb this movie. However, when you take a look at Rotten Tomatoes, this movie is having an audience score like never before. 99% in the audience score, and as of right now, as I'm looking at it, it is from 2,500 verified people. Of course, we all know that this is bogus, but then it is actually playing against the narrative that they say that people were going to come and review bomb this show because it was being heralded by black women. However, a lot of people that went into research into this movie were not too happy. I read so many op-eds that were talking about this movie like as if they were based on true events. And Hollywood Access Media were not the only ones. I mean, the actors were highlighting this movie like as if they were based on true events, to which some people have shown this on Twitter. Take a look at what this actress had to say about the Woman King.
I think the reason why the Woman King is important is because it's historical and it's real. Because it's historical and it's real. Because it's historical and it's real. And, you know, this is absolutely no disrespect to those projects. They serve a different purpose, which is equally as important. But to know that we're not just a fantasy and that we are a reality is extremely...
So you see that, you heard that, they said they were not just a fantasy, that they were a reality, and that this is real. This was what they were touting until people started sharing this other video of Lupita Nyong'o. She actually did a documentary to go and find out about the Dahomey tribe and their participation in slave trade. This was her reaction, and this was what she found out. Check this out.
Martine's great-grandmother Yaga was enslaved but remained on African soil. On the beach at Ouida is a memorial. It bears witness to the fate of thousands of prisoners that the warrior women captured by order of the kings to be sold to Europeans into the transatlantic slave trade. And it bears witness to the over 2 million women and men who from the 17th to the 19th centuries were loaded onto slave ships here on what came to be called the slave coast of Africa.
So that was a reaction, a very, very sad one, to which a whole lot of people have shared this video over and over on Twitter. And Black Twitter are not happy at all because they feel deceived by Hollywood. This is not the first time. Now, I can understand the angle that Hollywood is coming from, that this is fictional, and they should have stood to that from the beginning. However, lo and behold, now that the film has hit #1 and whatnot, everybody had been saying this, that this is fictional. Everybody had been angry with this, and they should have led with this, that this series was fictional, but they did not. And now Viola Davies has responded to the boycott the woman king hashtag that is going on Twitter, saying story is fictionalized. It has to be. According to Viola Davies, Oscar winner Viola Davies has responded to the critics of her latest film, The Woman King, after they called for a boycott of the movie because it isn't entirely historical accurate. How much of it is accurate? We don't even know. The film follows the story of the all-female militant unit known as the Agojie that guarded the West African kingdom of Dahomey from the 17th century to the 19th century, of which this other lady, Lupita Nyong'o, actually mentioned. Now, Lupita Nyong'o, I think after she did that documentary, it must have been a conflict of interest, and I think that she just refused to be a part of this movie because the movie wasn't going to tell the truth about these people's participation in slave trade and whatnot. Anyways, first of all, I agree with the film's director Gina Prince Brightwood saying is you're not going to win an argument on Twitter. I don't know, they didn't write this English correctly anyway. Davis said of the criticism in an interview with Variety, "We entered the story where the kingdom was in flux at a crossroad. They were looking to find some way to keep their civilization and kingdom alive. It wasn't until the late 1800s that they were decimated. Most of the story is fictionalized. It has to be. Most of the story is fictionalized. Then why did you have your actors saying that these things were truly real? Why did you have Hollywood tell people that it was truly real? Now you fear that maybe this boycott might work, even though it made 18 million, but it made 18 million or 19 million in a time where the box office is really poor. There was no new movie coming out, and Top Gun Maverick that has been out there for about 3 months is still #5 or #6 now on the box office, making about $4 or $5 million this week after 3 months of release or thereabouts. So they're scared because this movie, in order for it to break even, at least it needs to make at least $125 million because they invested $50 million to make the movie. It's a good box office weekend as compared to, or if you're looking at the regards of how much the movie budget is, which is 50 million. However, they still need to make 125 million. Are they going to make it? I don't know. But I find it fascinating that all of a sudden, all of Hollywood is pushing a whole lot of female girl boss movie all at the same time. They've been pushing girl boss movie or girl boss series, Amazon Ring of Power, girl boss. I'm pretty sure House of Dragon's gonna have some kind of a girl boss. I'm pretty sure Andor's gonna have a girl boss in there. They're gonna have girl boss in She-Hulk. They're having girl boss in The Woman King. There is something that they're probably telling me, because I can't always guarantee you that there is a sort of a political reason behind what they're doing, but I'll get into that in another video. But any case, let me know what you think about this. Do you think that this movie is gonna make any profit? Do you think that people have the right to actually be angry with the way this movie was presented? And what do you think about Viola Davies now backpedaling, telling people that it's fiction when initially they were saying that this were based on real life events and that these things happened and that these women fought to stop slavery, whereas the reality is the reverse was the case? Let me know in the comment section below. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, regardless of the fact that it was from my car. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. But don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and ding that bell for notification. And I'll see you guys later. Take care. Peace. And Science out of here. Bye-bye.